Hey patrons, just wanted to come to you with a bit of an update. I know the storyline has been playing out. We've had an awesome time sharing all of our Alaska adventures with you. But I also want to kind of fill you in on what's going on behind the scenes and what's next. I mean, you guys are supporting us. You deserve to know where we're headed next. We've been in Tennessee for several months now. I guess we've been here since probably November. I guess Expo East, and it's been great because we've had a nice stable place to edit and process all of our stories. I'm actually in my brother's studio right now. He's the one that wrote the intro and the outro music for the series. So he's a composer. He's a video editor, and he's also been able to help me with some of the things that we're doing. So this has been a really great time, spending time with family that I really haven't got to see in the past 8 years while we were living in the Southwest. So it's been a really amazing time to reconnect with them. While we're in Alaska, I mean, we captured over 8 terabytes of footage, and it's kind of ridiculous just how much we grabbed, but you know what? It was all good stuff. And so some of you might wonder, well, why are we several months behind in the video series? Well, the fact of the matter is we were filming every single day, and if you notice, the episodes are 1 to 2, maybe 3 days at the most. And when you film every single day and you're traveling at the pace that we were traveling, you can kind of do the math and see why we would fall behind eventually. Not to mention the fact of all the struggles of finding internet and power and stuff like that to edit while we were up there. All that being said, we've got about 1 to 1.5 terabytes of footage left. So we're wrapping up the Denali Highway in this last video, and then we're going to be moving down towards Anchorage and onto the Kenai Peninsula for the rest of our Alaska adventures. So really, really excited to share that with you. Season 2 is still a go. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Mostly you're going to be seeing a lot of how-tos and product reviews. So, you know, as we've traveled, we've gotten to test a lot of this gear, and we know what's good and what's bad, and different circumstances in which it operates in and some that it doesn't. So looking forward to sharing that information with you to kind of help you outfit for your own adventures. As far as the details for Season 2, there's going to be a little bit of Southeast adventure. We did a trip with East Tennessee Overlanders that is going to be a part of that. I'm really excited to share. But plans have really been changing a lot, almost on a daily basis. And I don't want this video to be a downer, but also want you to be informed of what we've been struggling with lately. Since we were reunited with our dog Zeke back in, it was late September, early October in New Mexico. We picked him up from our family friends there. Kind of a long story short, the original diagnosis of his health issues was substantially more significant than what they told us. Once we arrived at Tennessee and we saw how he was degrading further and further, we went and pursued some more treatment for him and found out that he was actually struggling with pancreatic cancer, and basically just given a few months to live. So after about 6 months, 5 months of struggling with that and trying different treatments and things, he finally passed away. And so it's been a devastating blow to us, to our family. He was an incredible dog. We had 10 amazing years with him. He was he was our first kid in a lot of ways, and it's been really, really difficult to go through all of that. Even though, you know, we had such an amazing time with him. But yeah, that's definitely been a big hit to the family. You know, we have a lot of amazing memories with him. I wish I could have shared more of him on the channel. He wasn't a big traveler. He didn't really like bouncing around on the trails that we traveled, and so he was usually staying with our friends whenever we would go out on a weekend or a week-long adventure before we started the Alaska series. So really wish I could have shared more of him with you so you could see his personality, but it was a good run. We're gonna miss him. In the middle of dealing with all of this and you know, the treatments and you know, the vet visits and stuff with Zeke, we purchased a Class A motorhome. And the reason we did that is because we were looking for something that was going to make this lifestyle more viable in the long run. Living in a tent, you know, it's fun, and you know, we did it for like 7 months there, but especially with all the rain that we began to deal with in Alaska, it just became quite obvious that we needed something a little bit more substantial to come back to call home, so to speak. And so we kind of hatched this plan of what we were going to do is buy a motorhome to where we could do regional travels. So we could go, you know, and plop down in, for example, New Mexico and spend a month or two just ranging out from a base camp location and really travel these areas in detail, document the GPS information, and then the idea was that we could create a GPS packet for you that you could download and take to New Mexico or Arizona or Colorado or wherever the region was that we had passed through, and have like a turnkey plan for your own adventure, you know, 3 to 7 day little increments there. And so we were really excited to go and create all of these things while filming our adventure series, because you know, it would make it more viable. We'd be offering a value service to you, not just entertaining you with our stories. And so that was the goal, that was the game plan, and that would give us a place to come back to after, you know, 5 to 7 days of travel, shower, do clothes. You know, if someone got ill, you know, we would always be within, you know, 5 to 6 hours of home, so to speak. And so really felt like that was a solid plan, a solid way to do this, yet and still, you know, maintain a level of comfort for the family. Give me a place to go back to edit the videos after several days of travel, and it was, you know, it was a solid idea. Well, we purchased the coach, and in less than 2 months, we started seeing stains in the ceiling. And after further investigation, and to make a long, sordid story very, very short, we found out that this coach had leaked into the ceiling to the point that it was totaled. The ceiling and the roof was totaled, and we were told that it would have to go back to the manufacturer in Elkhart, Indiana, have the entire roof removed, all of the insulation, all of the ductwork, all of the wiring, all of the ceiling structure pulled out, and then make a determination on how far the water went down the walls, and then possibly dig further and further, hopefully removing all of the mold as well while they went. So you can imagine how we felt after making this investment, having these plans, in the middle of dealing with all this with Zeke. I mean, it was crushing. It is crushing. And right now we're in the process of working through how this is going to actually take place. Again, I'm not going to go into a lot of details because it's a very long story. There's a lot of things at play, and there may be some legal action that's going to be required. So I'm just going to leave it at that right now. So we're back in my parents' house here at the farm, and dealing with that on a daily basis. So there's that. I mean, if there's any good news to be had from that situation, it is under warranty. We really struggle with, did we buy a used one? Did we buy a new one? And at this point, I'm thankful that we made the choice to buy a new one. But it's unacceptable that it would be totaled in under 2 months after purchasing it. So there will be an interesting story to play out from all of this. So the next little update is, you've already seen some of the posts for our Land Cruiser that's been at the paint and body shop. You know, the goal for all of that was, it's been slowly degrading because of the rust issues, and we wanted to get it stripped down, all the rust areas patched up and painted back and assembled, just so that it wasn't degrading anymore. The goal wasn't to fully build it out. That's, you know, a much larger investment than what we could handle. And so we turned it over January 2nd with the promise that it would be done by the end of January, because we had plans to move to New Mexico and start this whole thing. It's hardly been touched. It's very, very, very frustrating. And I've been going to the body shop once a week, and it is just not moving. And so we're to the point now that we're considering taking it back and either putting it in storage in pieces now, completely unfunctional, or hand it off to another body shop who could guarantee us some action, who can get the job done. That's not an ideal situation, but that's where we stand right now. We had hoped to bring this thing to Expo West and be like, oh yeah, look, this is awesome, like we can't wait to build this thing out. You know, it would be up and running. You know, it might not have, you know, it might not be built out and have all the gear in it, but it would be this beautiful shell, this blank canvas that we could say, yeah, this is where the channel's heading. This is what we're moving towards. And right now, I have serious doubts that we're going to get to that point. So, yet another thing that we've been having to deal with on a daily basis. And if that wasn't enough, my editing laptop just finally just crapped out on me. So it's been really interesting these past few months here behind the scenes. That I don't want to create this video to share it with you, to depress you. I just wanted to give you an update so that you know what I've been dealing with. You've probably seen that I'm not answering messages as fast as I usually do. I'm not answering emails as fast as I usually do. I'm not even posting on, you know, Instagram and all the other social media as much as I would like to be doing. It's just, we've had so many of these things that's taken away from our focus that we've had to deal with in order to keep it afloat. All that being said, thank you guys so much, so much for your support. If it wasn't for you, we'd probably be shutting the channel down at this point, just because we wouldn't be able to keep our heads above water. And so it's you guys that keep us motivated. It's you guys that keep us going financially, and we really appreciate what you've done, and really excited about where we're going. We are not, I repeat, we are not giving up. We're not giving up. We're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to get through this. There's been a lot of challenges, and we've learned a lot of lessons, but I think that we're going to come out on the other side much more resilient. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get there at this point. So we've bought a brand new laptop, one that's going to, you know, help me to be productive and process this video faster than what we have in the past. Tried using Sarah's laptop for a while, but I was losing 2 to 3 hours trying to create a video that would usually take me about 16 to 20 hours, where we're back up to about 25 hours because of all the crashes and the slow performance. And so we just bit the bullet. We had to invest. I mean, it's like a truck driver without a truck can't make his money. I mean, he can't survive. And so a video creator without a video editing computer cannot survive. And so we were able to get something worked out to where we could get a laptop in hand, and it's doing a great job so far. So really excited about having at least one thing fixed and working for us at this point. So moving forward, I have personally challenged myself to do 2 videos a week in spite of all of this stuff that's going on. we want to move from not just being a story-driven channel, but we want to be informative. We want to do some how-tos on some of the things that we do, like the Dempster Dalton preparation video. We want to do more videos like that. We've got some product review videos. The next one I think that we're going to be doing is for solar panels. So it'll be a how-to on solar panels, what they are, how to choose which one you need, how to determine the size that you need. And then it'll also be a review part of that to talk about some of the ZAMP panels that we've been using on our adventures. So really excited about putting that together and getting it out there. I've got about 45, I think I counted them yesterday. There's 45 videos outside of the adventures, outside of the Alaska stuff. We've got some 130,000 mile review of the 4Runner. We've got a 100,000 mile review of the Icon suspension. We've got some apps that we want to talk about that we've been using that are going to be really handy for you. So a lot of really great content as we move forward to giving you more value, giving back to the community, helping equip you to go out there and do what we've inspired you to do. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is the Turtleback. Some of you guys have seen that it's been for sale for a while now. I've not really pushed it hard. I've not really put it on our social channels. That's for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't want to distract from the storyline. I didn't want to put that out there and distract from the story that we've been telling and kind of confuse people on where we stood with that. So up until now, it's just been on Expedition Portal and Overland Bound forums and stuff like that. But here in the near future, we're probably going to push that a little bit more. Mostly because we need the funds with all these setbacks that we've had, and with the paint job that we're doing on the Land Cruiser, we just really are at the point now where we're going to have to sell it just to reallocate those funds to more of the Season 2 plans that we have going on right now. I'm also in contact with one of my old companies. There's a possibility that I might be doing some consulting work. So just as you guys are working to support us, we're also behind the scenes working to support ourselves as well, so that we can continue to do this. No worries, we got plenty of content to share with you. The YouTube channel is going to continue to do what it's doing. We're just going to be doing more behind the scenes to keep it rolling ourselves with our own investments. So all that to say, thank you guys so much for your support. I know this video is probably scatterbrained. I like to be organized and write a script and hit all of my points and just knock it home, but I just don't have time to do that right now, and I just wanted to kind of sit down with you and let you guys know where we are. I know it's a little bit depressing, but it's going to be an interesting story once it all plays out in Season 2. We're just hoping and praying that all of these issues work themselves out sooner than later, and that we can get back to adventure and exploring and inspiring you guys. So stick with us. We're going to get through this. Thank you again for everything that you guys do, and we'll keep you updated. Safe travels.